There's a quiet ache that many carry, a soft, almost invisible wound, not of the body, but of the self. It surfaces when someone looks at you with disdain, dismisses your words, or judges without truly knowing you. Like a ripple across still water, their actions disturb the surface of our calm, and instinctively, we take it personally. We internalize the insult, the rejection, the indifference, as if it speaks a hidden truth about our worth. But what if it doesn't? The Stoics believed that pain from others' actions is not caused by those actions themselves, but by the meaning we assign to them, that wound we feel. It often begins in the mind, not in the world, because we mistake someone else's behavior as a mirror, reflecting us when in truth, it often reflects them. This video invites you to explore that space, the space between stimulus and response, between ego and peace, between the outside world and your inner life. We'll walk through timeless Stoic insights, how to stop taking things personally, not by building walls, but by cultivating strength, clarity, and freedom within. You may not control what others say or do, but you can control how deeply you let it shape your sense of self. So let's begin, not to resist the world, but to return to yourself. Chapter 1. People act for themselves, not because of you. At some point, we've all felt it. A cold remark, a dismissive glance, a conversation where we were spoken over, corrected, or simply ignored. And the familiar sting follows. Was it something I did? Did I say the wrong thing? Do they not respect me? It's a deeply human reflex to trace other people's behavior back to ourselves, to assume their reactions are a direct reflection of who we are, what we deserve, or how much we matter. But the Stoics offered us a powerful truth, one that frees the mind and calms the heart. People act from their own inner worlds, not from yours. Their words, attitudes, and choices are shaped by their beliefs, emotions, fears, expectations, and experiences, not by your worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When another blames you or hates you, or people voice similar criticisms, go to their souls, penetrate inside, and see what sort of people they are. You will realize that there is no reason to be racked with anxiety. What someone says in irritation may come from their stress, not your failure. What they overlook may be shaped by their preoccupation, not your insignificance. What they mock may be born from insecurity, not truth, from a Stoic lens. Your job is not to analyze their behavior, but to understand that it doesn't define you. Yes, the emotions arise, hurt, confusion, anger, but pause, breathe, observe. Their actions are data, not verdicts. When we internalize every slight, we become prisoners of interpretation. But when we realize that others act from their own storms, we reclaim peace. That rude cashier, perhaps their parent is in the hospital. That distant friend, perhaps they're lost in their own silent battle. It's not always about you. And that's a beautiful kind of freedom. This shift in understanding changes everything. Instead of reacting with defensiveness, we respond with perspective. Instead of shrinking into self-doubt, we root deeper into self-knowledge. Instead of carrying the heaviness of misunderstanding, we walk lighter, with compassion and boundaries. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the decision to stop living at the mercy of every passing mood, every sharp word, every broken expectation. And slowly, quietly, a deeper peace sets in. You no longer chase validation in every room you enter. You no longer fight shadows in every conversation. You let people be who they are, and stay true to who you are. So the next time someone acts unfairly, think not, what does this say about me? But rather, what does this say about them? And in that space, may you find the stillness to move forward with grace. Chapter 2. Feeling offended is a signal to observe yourself. In the rush of modern life, through text messages, emails, and fleeting online comments, we are more connected than ever, yet strangely more sensitive. One word out of place, one delay in reply, one post that excludes us, and suddenly we feel slighted. offended, wounded. But the Stoics would tell us that feeling is not a verdict, it's a mirror. When you feel offended, it doesn't mean the world has wronged you. It means something inside you has been touched, stirred, or unsettled. It's not an alarm to fight. It's a signal to look inward. Most of us are conditioned to react on autopilot. We defend, explain, attack, retreat. But in doing so, we surrender our peace to someone else's behavior, and we miss the opportunity to ask the most powerful question: why does this affect me so deeply? Is it because I seek approval? Is it because I feel unseen? Is it because I've tied my identity to how others treat me? Every sting of offense is an invitation to pause, to observe, to reflect. This is not about repressing emotion. It's about redirecting attention. Instead of flaring up, we turn inward. We watch the reaction arise, and we trace it back to its root. And in that space between emotion and response, we regain something priceless: choice. You can choose not to respond right away. You can choose to question the story you're telling yourself. You can choose to ask, is this about me, or is this about an old wound I've never healed? The Stoics taught that the insult itself is powerless until you grant it power. It is your judgment of the event that causes pain, not the event itself. So the next time you feel offended, don't just react. Let it become your teacher. Ask, what does this discomfort reveal about me? Where am I still fragile? What belief am I protecting? And slowly, through these questions, you'll build an inner steadiness, a resilience that doesn't come from coldness, but from clarity. Because to observe your pain without being consumed by it, to feel the wave rise and still remain anchored, that is not weakness, that is strength in its most silent form. Chapter 3. Can you really control how others see you? Have you ever walked away from a conversation and replayed it endlessly in your mind, wondering if you sounded foolish, if they misunderstood your intentions, if they now see you as less than who you truly are? We all know this mental spiral. It begins with a glance, a tone, a silence, and suddenly we're interpreting, analyzing, editing ourselves in retrospect. It's exhausting, and yet we do it out of fear. Fear of being judged, of being dismissed, of being seen in a way that doesn't match who we believe we are. So we adjust. We explain ourselves, defend our choices, polish our image, hoping to steer the perceptions of others in our favor. But the truth is simple, and often difficult to accept. You cannot control how others perceive you. You can speak with kindness and still be misunderstood. You can act with integrity and still be doubted. You can live with sincerity and still be misread. Why? Because people see the world not as it is, but as they are. Their judgments are shaped by their past, their pain, their values, their insecurities. And no matter how carefully you craft your words, you do not control the lens through which they view you. Slow down here, breathe, step back. In the present moment, you may feel the sting of being misjudged. It feels unfair. It touches old wounds, the moments in childhood or early adulthood when your intentions were questioned, when you had to prove your worth just to be heard. Those moments accumulate, forming a defense, a need to manage perception, a habit of self-monitoring, as if you must always be on trial. But look ahead. What if you spend the rest of your life trying to curate an image in everyone's mind? How much peace would you lose? How many moments would pass while you're not really living, but editing yourself for an imaginary audience? The Stoics offer a liberating reminder. You are not responsible for other people's thoughts. You are responsible only for your own clarity, your own conduct, your own peace. When you stop chasing approval, you begin to walk with a quieter confidence. You stop shrinking to fit others' expectations and start standing in the fullness of who you are. Let others think what they think. Let the noise pass. Return your focus to what truly matters: your character, your intentions, your growth. This is not giving up, it's growing free. And once you release the need to be perfectly understood, you'll discover a life far more honest, far more serene. Chapter 4. A calm response to insult is a sign of true strength. strength is not loud. It is not reactive. It does not need to prove itself in the heat of a moment. True strength is the ability to remain still when provoked, to remain composed when misunderstood, to remain rooted when someone tries to shake your sense of self. We've been conditioned to see calmness as weakness, to believe that silence in the face of insult means submission. But this is a misunderstanding born from insecurity. The Stoics knew better. They taught that restraint is not suppression. It is precision. It is the quiet confidence of someone who does not need to trade dignity for dominance. To stay calm when insulted is not to ignore your worth. It is to know it so deeply that no temporary offense can touch it. This is not easy. It takes practice, because the world encourages the opposite: quick replies, sharp comebacks, the illusion of winning a moment. But what if your real victory is in walking away with your peace intact? Each insult is a moment of choice: to react and be pulled into the chaos of another's emotion, or to respond and stand firm in your own clarity. Slow down, feel the impulse to defend yourself, and then ask, is this response a reflection of my ego or of my values? Most insults lose power when left unanswered, because they were never about you to begin with. They were projections, spilled pain, unfinished stories from someone else's life. To remain calm is not to deny your emotion, it is to guide it, to let your emotions flow through awareness, not aggression. This inner stillness becomes your presence, a quiet field others feel when they speak to you, a silent boundary that says, I don't need to match your chaos to prove I exist. In a world where reaction is currency, your calm becomes rare, and in its rarity, respected. So the next time words are thrown at you like stones, choose not to throw them back. Let them fall at your feet, untouched, because your value is not reduced by someone else's outburst. It is elevated by your ability to remain unmoved. Picture this: a clear mountain lake, still, undisturbed, reflecting the sky above. Not because the wind never comes, but because the water has learned not to chase every ripple. Chapter 5. Taking things less personally frees you in every relationship. Relationships are beautiful and difficult. They are where we love, connect, grow, but also where we feel most exposed, misunderstood, let down, even hurt by those closest to us. Much of this pain doesn't come from what others do, but from how personally we take what they do. We read too much into silences. We assign meaning to someone's bad mood. We carry the weight of every word, every gesture, as if it defines us. But here is the truth. People are experiencing their own lives, not living in response to yours. The moment you stop making yourself the center of everyone's behavior is the moment you begin to breathe easier. Let's be honest, this isn't easy. We all want to feel seen, valued, safe. But when we expect others to constantly affirm us, we put our peace in their hands. What if instead you practiced a small, powerful shift? What if the next time someone acted distant, irritable, or cold, you simply thought, this is about them. I don't need to absorb it. This is the act of emotional detachment, not from people, but from assumptions. It means recognizing that their emotions are theirs. Your worth is not up for negotiation in every interaction. You can choose your response. You can choose not to take the bait. You can choose to stay grounded in your own clarity. This is where true freedom begins. When your peace no longer rises and falls with someone else's mood, you begin to live from within. When you stop chasing meaning in every reaction, you begin to reclaim your energy. This doesn't make you cold. It makes you clear. It means you can stay connected, but not entangled, caring, but not consumed. This is what the Stoics lived by, not a cold detachment, but a gentle separation between what belongs to you and what doesn't. Your thoughts, your values, your actions. These are within your domain. The rest, others' opinions, judgments, behaviors, are not. And the moment you embrace this, your relationships change. Not because others change, but because you no longer demand that they define you. You listen more openly. You speak more honestly. You walk away more peacefully. Because freedom in relationships doesn't come from control, it comes from sovereignty. from knowing that you don't have to carry what was never yours to begin with. So next time you feel the urge to personalize, pause, breathe, step back, and remind yourself, their behavior is a reflection of them. My response is a reflection of me. And in that space, you are free. Imagine standing by a quiet lake at dusk. The wind has settled, the surface is still, and for a moment, everything is clear, not because the world changed, but because you did. Throughout this journey, we've explored how so much of our pain comes not from the actions of others, but from the way we internalize them. How easily we let a careless word shape our self-worth. How often we confuse someone's silence with our inadequacy. How quickly we give our peace away in the name of being understood. But now, perhaps, you've begun to see another way. A way of living rooted in observation, not reaction. A way of relating to others from calm awareness, not constant defense. A way of walking through the world without carrying every storm that passes by. Not taking things personally is not about detaching from people. It's about anchoring deeper into yourself. So the next time someone criticizes, forgets, interrupts, dismisses, pause, breathe, and return to the still place within you. The place that knows, this is not about me, this is theirs to carry, not mine. And if this video has offered even one moment of clarity, one pause in the storm of emotion, consider sharing it with someone else who needs that same breath of peace. Because every time one person chooses presence over pride, patience over provocation, they make the world a little more spacious, a little more kind, and perhaps that's the quiet revolution we need most. You don't need to win every battle, you just need to stop letting every battle enter your heart. The rest will take care of itself.